this lesson, I want to show you some easy songs for beginners to play on the acoustic guitar without a capo. My name is Will Ripley, and this is Campfire Guitar Star. Hey, so what you heard me play there on the intro was You and Me by Lifehouse. Now, whether or not you love that song, or you don't even know it, or you hate that song, for instance, this is still universal chord changing and chord strumming techniques that will help you play a ton of songs, and you can bet that your favorite songs are using these techniques. So let's see if you can pick up on this. Now, if you watch my third and fourth fingers, I'm just going to play it through You and Me by Lifehouse, again, that intro, but watch my third and fourth fingers and how they actually don't change. And then what you probably also notice is I'm really just using one finger at a time with it's either my second finger or my first finger playing the other chords, okay? So this is some awesome pop rock acoustic guitar stuff. And the reason that I was thinking about this was I was just teaching a 10-year-old girl one-on-one on Skype, and I got her playing this song in no time. So if she can do it, I know you can too. So let's stick with me here. Make sure to download the PDFs below. This will give you all the chord diagrams, the chord progression, and we'll throw in some other stuff in there too, like access to my free beginner guitar system, 5-minute guitar. Okay, so anyways, hopping into this one, we're gonna use You and Me by Lifehouse as the song example. But let's just focus on these very first two chords, which will even help you play a song like Paradise City by Guns N' Roses. Okay, so what you want to do is just dial up your fingers just like you see me there. And of course you want to have an in-tune guitar and all that stuff helps, right? So the big thing here is that my second finger is actually covering the A string, making that note muted. And if it sounds like that, your A string, then you're on the right track, believe it or not, all right? So just make sure that all those fingers are tucked up nice and close to the fret, and you should be able to strum all 6 strings, okay, with just that one being muted. And just go ahead and double check into all your strings and just make sure that they are indeed clean and clear, all right? Now, check it out. So there's a G major chord. There's a ton of different ways to play a G major chord, but look, that's 100% a true G major chord, all right? So now check this out. If we move our second finger down to the A string, okay, now here's where things just change slightly with your right hand, is you just want to make sure that you're strumming from that string, okay? Because if you hit in the low E string, it still sounds okay, but it's kind of like the clouds roll in a little bit and, you know, thunder and lightning strikes, and not in a good way, okay? It's kind of like just a little bit of a rumbly sound to the chord that's not particularly nice. So, but if we strum from the A string, and again, we're gonna just have the next string muted by the second finger, which is sweet. But then we've got, so in this chord, we're strumming 5 strings, one's muted, so that leaves us 1, 2, 3, 4 strings ringing clean and clear, all right? So now, this is a great couple chords to actually just switch back and forth between, all right? So why don't you just try that for yourself? You can even actually play the intro to that's like AC/DC's She Shook Me All Night Long, right? And then he just switches to a D major chord, which we'll make sure to link that in the PDF below, and we'll talk about this D chord here in a second. But that's pretty sweet. G to C, what a huge chord change. Okay, so let's just talk about chord changing, and then You and Me by Lifehouse is actually so incredibly easy to play. And so once you get this down, of course we want to get a little bit of strumming, a little bit of rhythm going on with the right hand. Okay, and so in this case, this song is in 3/4 time, and we get this really nice, slow, and easy to follow strum pattern, which sounds something like this. Okay, so all I'm doing there is just down, up, down, okay? And then that gives me a split second where I'm able to switch chords. So check this out. So these two chords are actually great to just cycle back and forth, just like what I was just playing there. And that sounds musical, it sounds nice. And again, G to C, we already talked about an AC/DC song, this Lifehouse song, okay? Now check this out. So maybe you just want to pause the video and just see if you can cycle the two chords, or maybe you want to join up with me right now. But this would be the very first step that you want to get in order to get chord changing, chord strumming, and some easy chords under your fingers, all right? So check it out. So I'll just go ahead and cycle this a few times, see if you can keep up, all right? So we're going like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that would be the basis of chord strumming. Now here's the hard and fast rule of chord strumming, is there's actually no hard and fast rules, all right? So you can totally use that foundation and you can add and even take away strums, okay? So for example, I might go something like, okay, so there I'm going down, up, okay? And then I might change on that upstroke. So at the simultaneous moment of doing an upstroke, I'm actually lifting off my second finger, okay? And it's just like if you're trying to get down to a doctor's appointment, you gotta leave your house early to get to the appointment on time, okay? So in this case, we gotta leave the chord early to get to the next chord on time, because without time, your music, your guitar playing just won't really sound like music, okay? We need to keep things in time. So that's how you do it, is in that case, when I add in an extra strum, down, up, I might actually use that opportunity on that last upstroke to do an upstroke and lift off my second finger, which will get me to that next chord on time. So what that sounds like, and feel free to join me, here we go, ready, and now to hop into the rest of You and Me by Lifehouse, let's just go ahead and place our fingers in the appropriate areas to play all these other chords. Because actually this song, beyond these first two chords, has a bunch of chords, but they're all these one finger shapes. So the next one, you're gonna wanna put your first finger on the second fret of the low E string. Okay? And this is basically a G over F sharp. You can also think of it as kind of like a D sus over F sharp as well. Kind of has that effect to it too. But regardless, it will be that slash chord where you see a slash in between the chord and the root note. So in this case, our root note, second fret of the low E string, is F sharp. Okay? But anyways, the next chord is we're gonna switch our right hand so we only go back to that the 5 string, so we're strumming from our A string. Here's a super common classic slash chord again. So in this case, we've got a G major chord with a B in the bass, okay? So G slash B is often how you'll see that written, okay? And then here you actually wanna stay in the same spot, but go back and strum all 6 strings, okay? Bonus points if you want to add on this second finger to play a full E minor 7. They're both actually technically E minor 7s, but I just find this one sounds a little cleaner and a little tidier somehow. Okay? Okay? So there's the next chord. So up to there, we've just got these one finger movements, G to C, which we've talked a lot about already. And then this one finger movement with the F sharp in the bass, and then another one finger movement, and then add on that second finger. You can see I had to slide down my first finger to fit that guy in. Okay, another one finger switch, this time going all the way up to the G string of the second fret. And again, a slight adjustment with your right hand from just strumming from your D string and getting those 4 chords ringing. So that's a D sus 4, that chord. Okay. And eventually you'll want to memorize these, not only the shapes, but also the names, which will really come in handy. And then we're back to C, okay, the C add 9 chord, all right? So again, let's just try to go like this. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. So, pretty awesome, right? It sounds very musical, very nice and pretty, and you know, definitely evoking some nice musical emotions, right? It's got all that good stuff happening. And now, what we want to do is just add in some strumming to those nice, easy one-finger switches, okay? And again, if you'd like to play that E minor 7 just as a one-fingered chord, you can do that, right? So you just play your G over B, but then just strum from your E string, okay? And that just completes that whole idea and principle that you can absolutely just move one finger at a time and play all these different chords, okay? So again, that strum pattern, if you remember, and hopefully you practiced, paused the video and rewound it so you could get that G and C happening, but we can do that exact same thing and apply that exact same repeating strum pattern throughout all of these chords, okay? So again, that strum pattern, and maybe you want to just get back to G and C for a second just to get warmed up on that, which might sound something like this. So that's down, up, 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 down, up. All right, down, up, okay? As long as you can go down and then up and then down and then up, you're good. Okay, so we got down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? And again, that idea of leaving the chord early so you can get to the next chord right on that next down strum, right? So, and that's why you'll see in the PDF below with all the chords and the strum pattern and stuff, that we actually will put a bracket around the final upstroke. And what that bracket around the final upstroke is intending, and what that's trying to show you is exactly that. Down, up, that simultaneous movement. So why don't we just work through these chords? Up. So if we go to the third chord, this one of the F sharp in the bass, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Or actually right there, we leave it there. And there's that upstroke to the D, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then in the last chord, you stay on it twice as long as any of the other chords, and then it resets, okay? So, long story short, and I don't mean to lose you, stick with me here because we're gonna do just that, nice and slow, and we're gonna go through those chord changing, through the chords, changing them, and doing that strum pattern, all nice and tidy, nice and slow, and making it sound good. So here we go. So we'll go something like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. I'll do it with one finger now. One more time, here we go. So that's what I had in mind for today's lesson. You and Me by Lifehouse. Go check it out. It's a huge hit song if you don't know it already. And you'll hear those chords coming right in on the intro with nothing else. There's no vocals, no bass guitar, no drums. So you can really clearly hear what's going on there with those chords. And you should be able to hop right in and play along with that tune, with these chords, with that strum pattern. And yeah, you might want to make some alterations and, you know, to the strum pattern and things like that, but that's definitely the framework and the outline of that tune. Also, make sure to check out my videos on Guns N' Roses' Paradise City, where I use these 3 chords, okay? So I have a lesson up on YouTube, so just search here on the channel, on the Campfire Guitar Star YouTube channel for Paradise City. You'll find it. Really nice, similar idea, different strum pattern, but really similar chords and with these 1-finger movements, so that's friggin' sweet. Also, I go through an easy AC/DC song lesson where we cover She Shook Me All Night Long, using a really similar idea of switching back and forth, so people seem to be loving that lesson as well. So hopefully you liked this video. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, a comment below. Let me know how you made out with this lesson. Definitely head over to campfireguitarstar.com. If you haven't already, get the 5-Minute Guitar System. This is a book that we ship right to your door, but also you can just get the video course. But certainly, you know, it's like peanut butter and jam when you combine the videos and the book together. Anyways, you'll find the information all about that below. Also, make sure, if you haven't already, to download the PDF for this lesson. That will get you all the chords, the strum patterns, and all that good stuff. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys a lot, and we'll catch you in the next lesson.